Hey, what's up? It's your boy Paul Brantley. We're gonna get into the Housewives of Lagos, season 1, episode 11. It continues with the ladies in the Dubai. Continue. They're still in Dubai. Um, so Toy takes them on. So Toy is taking them on a yacht and everything, and while they're on the yacht, all the ladies are on the yacht. You got Arbo saying stuff about, yeah, Lauren here on the boat. Yeah. Mm. And so ladies are sitting down, enjoying the boat, and then Lauren be like, Tori was like, Lauren, what are you doing here? Lauren, what are you doing here? And Lauren said, I'm here because, Lauren, I'm here for you. I'm here because of you. Oh, you here because of her, but you couldn't come on my trip because of the boat. Because you don't like getting on boats, but you here for her. Oh, and so Lauren, in her confession, Lauren was like, I didn't apologize to Ibo. I apologized to her before about that, and I don't know what to do about it. It's like, but you on a boat now, but you say you don't like boats, but you on this boat for Toy. You on this yacht. You on this boat for Toy, and it's like, yeah. I'm so sorry, Ibo. I don't. Okay, whatever. Ibo went, So, they move on from there. So as the ladies are enjoying themselves, Toy is talking to Lauren, and when she's talking to Lauren, Caroline says, sorry, Toy. She says, sorry. Caroline ended up saying, sorry, Toy. She asked her for something, and then Toy said, you're being rude. I was talking to Lauren. And in Toy confession, Toy she being rude. She don't got no manners. You say excuse me. I'm like, but she said, what are you talking about? She said sorry. She asked you for something, and then you told her she being rude, but she said sorry and then asked you. It's like, she did say, you say excuse me. I'm like, you making it too much of a bigger deal than what it is. And she said, and then Caroline said, I am not rude. I said sorry, and whatever, and I was asking you for something and stuff. And so it went out a little bit. Then they switched the conversation. Yeah, after that they started having fun. The ladies were having fun and whatever. Toy went to go change her outfit and came out in this kind of like Arabic inspired outfit. It wasn't cute at all. It was a hot mess, but she thought she was doing the thing and stuff. So yeah, she came out, danced a little. Lauren was not feeling too well because of the boat, because she said she don't do boats, so she really do not do boats. She was feeling dizzy, so she went and laid down. She went to lay down and everything because she was not really feeling that boat at all. So Ayabo and Kiyomi went to sit off somewhere on the boat, and Ayabo asked Kiyomi how she was feeling and stuff, and Kiyomi told her, I'm doing good. She started talking about dating life, about her dating life, and that finding guys in Lagos is kind of hard. She said dating guys in Lagos. She like dating guys she like dating guys in London more than guys in Lagos. she said she like it's better because she ain't, when it comes down to getting on the part of getting to like the marriage, going to get married with guys in Lagos, it's she ain't it ain't worth it because it doesn't, the relationship doesn't work out for her when it comes down to that. But she went, yeah. Yeah. So they talked about that in relationship wise and stuff. Talked about that. Had a little chit chat. Moved on from that. Miriam and Caroline was sitting over just chit chatting with each other, enjoying each other, and then that's when Kiyomi went over there, and then they started talking, and she brought up Kiyomi brought up, dating and everything with them, dating guys and stuff like that, and saying that there's a guy she dating, but she don't really know. She says the guy she dating, but she don't really know if he's the one or not. And Caroline told her, like, I have talked to you about this. You just need to just take it. I already talked to you about it, and I have told you just take your time. Don't rush nothing. Just take your time. And Miriam was agreeing, like, yeah, just take your time. Don't rush into anything. Just let it flow and stuff. And that's when Kiyomo started asking Miriam about how she met her husband and stuff like that. And Miriam was like, when I first met him, she was like, I didn't like him. She was like, I didn't like him. She was like, when I first met him, I cussed him out. Everything. She was like, I literally cussed him out. She was like, but my family actually liked him. She was like, they liked him from the day the first time they met him. They loved him. But I didn't. She went, but she went. It ended up when she ended up getting. She ended up having a surgery, and he ended up being there for her, and he ended up being there for her, taking care of her and everything. And she said she ended up seeing him in a different light, and that's when she fell for him. She fell in love with him and everything, and that's how everything happened for them. They fell in love and all that stuff. And she ended up breaking down crying and stuff, and she said she usually don't open up like that, but she said love is love. Love don't have a number. Love don't have an age. So you can fall in love with anybody, no matter what their age is. Period. So they just ended up having a good chat, all three of them and stuff. So after that, we move on. So we move on from there. Miriam after that, Miriam go looking for Toy, and she couldn't find her, but she ended up finding Toy down below deck. She was actually eating. Found her eating, and that's when Toy started telling Miriam about what happened with her and Lauren. That her and Lauren had a talk, and that Lauren was talking about, they conversation about how she felt lonely and all this stuff, and went into all of that. And that's when Miriam said, you know how I do. I come for blood and all this stuff. And yeah, they were just chit chatting and whatever. And Toy was like, yeah, I know. They so all the ladies and stuff, they went back upstairs. They having fun, everybody partying, whatever. The next day, this is when everything kind of went sideways all of a sudden. It really went sideways. The next day, they show Kiyomi, Miriam, and Lauren, all three on the phone with different people. We're gonna start with Kiyomi. So Kiyoma ended up calling her mom, and she was kind of crying a little bit and upset, and saying she's not having fun. She's not having fun. She said she crying and stuff. She called her mom. Her mom said, "You not having fun? Come home." And she told her mom it's Toy's birthday, so she can't come home. She just gonna stick it. She just gonna stick it. She just gonna stay and keep going, And she told her mom, "Wait a minute, I'm finna call. She finna call her sister. Call her sister." So she ended up calling her sister. And she said in her confession that her family is the only people that she can talk to about what actually happened, about how she feeling right now. Them the only people that she can talk to right now about how she feeling. And I'm like, okay, so what happened? As she called her sister, and stuff. Okay, she called her sister and whatever. They switch over to Miriam. So Miriam is actually on the phone. She was like, yeah, she a little heated herself about the whole situation and stuff. So she called her sister because she wanted to hear her sister's voice, because her sister's voice will calm her down and ease her from getting over whatever. So she called her sister, and she didn't want to really tell her sister about what really went on. She just wanted to hear her sister's voice and just kiki for a minute, and stuff. So that's what she was doing. So we get back to Kiyoma on the phone with her sister. This is where she goes into telling her sister what happened. So she tell her sister that she on the phone with her sister. She tell her sister, no, one of the ladies I'm very close to had an issue. She had an issue last night. She had an issue. She has gotten into it with almost almost got into it with everyone at some point or another. And I have had her back consistently, and I've been protecting her from the front, the back, the side, and I know she knows this. I know she knows this. I know she knows this. And there's only so, well, I know she knows this, but there's only so much from there's only so much from a person that you can take before it's too much. And this was the last thing that broke the camel's back for me. She went into saying she was upset about something. She was upset about something. Then somebody else came into the room to tell us came in the room to tell us goodbye. As the person was going to tell us goodbye, she ended up snapping off on this person for no reason. The lady on the phone, so her sister says on the phone, so this was just out of nowhere. This was just for no reason. The person told her sister that the person that Caroline went off on, the person got angry, and it started commotion. She said, I was in the middle of it trying to stop them from, fighting and everything, but I was getting thrown left and right, by the person that she ended up angering and stuff. And I kept trying to keep them from fighting. Yeah. She kept trying, but she kept getting thrown the whole entire time of that incident. She tell her sister this, and I'm like, during this, I was a little bit confused because she's saying that she's been there for her consistently, always had her back and everything and this and that. But I'm like, y'all both have been there for each other. You have been there for Caroline. Caroline have been there for you. And you acting like, oh, she just all of a sudden just a bad person. And it's just a one-sided friendship. But I'm like, it hasn't been like that. We have seen that y'all ride or die for each other. So now you on the phone with your family. Now you acting like, oh, it's just a one-sided friendship. But it seemed like your sister knows you just as well as Caroline has got to know you. And your sister kind of seems like she knows you lying. Somewhere in your story. But we gonna move on. So after that, we move on to Ayabo and Toy. They somewhere else talking outside on a balcony or whatever, sitting down talking about what happened that night and what led that night. And Ayabo end up telling Toy telling us about the incident. She's saying that Toy had ended up getting a 2-bedroom apartment in the hotel. There's a hotel style 2-bedroom apartment. So they were ended up sharing, going to the hotel apartment, 2-bedroom. So Ayabo went to tell all the ladies goodbye, and as she went to Caroline and Kiyomo room, because they're sharing rooms, she went up there to tell them goodbye. When she did that, she actually seen Caroline's face, and she seen that something was wrong. So she asked Caroline, "What's going on? What's wrong? Is you okay?" Caroline said, "Ain't nothing wrong." And then said that she was. Then she said, Caroline said she don't understand why you're getting. She don't understand why she don't have her own room, and why you getting a room and stuff. And then Ayabo said it went from there to them going back and forth. And then she said, Caroline said that you're not my mama, so don't talk to me like that. And she said that's what set her off when she said you're not my mama. Stop acting like my mama. Don't talk to me like that. And she said that's what set her off. Ayabo said, so Ayabo jumped. And her jump means she leaped up to hit her. And she said that's when Kiyomo jumped in the middle of it. And she flung Kiyomo like 3-4 times. So she said Kiyomo didn't hit the dresser. And she didn't hit a whole bunch of things. Because she was trying to get to Caroline. Because she don't know who Caroline was talking to. And yelling at. And all that good stuff. We move on to Lauren. Lauren's in the bathroom, in her room, in the bathroom, actually getting ready. She talking to her friend. She telling her friend, girl, you should have came, girl, to the bad girl. You missed out on some stuff. Cause it went down, girl. It went down between Ayabo and Caroline, girl. She was like, yeah, I heard Ayabo yelling and stuff. I seen Ayabo. I went to look and check out what was going on. I seen Ayabo with her wig off. She like, girl, I seen her with her wig off, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And so I went upstairs to see. And when I get upstairs, that's when Kiyomi stopped me, and Kiyomi said, I ain't got time. I'm not trying to be selfish or anything, but we trying to figure this all out and settle this. And she shut the door on me. So I decided not to say. I decided not to say no, which would have caused started up some trouble. She said I just left it alone and went back to my room. She ain't, because she ain't had nothing to do with me, girl. She ain't, but it was funny, girl. Alright, yeah, so that's what happened. Lauren talked about that. So Caroline in her confession, Caroline says, Caroline actually, they go to the billionaire club. It's a upscale dinner, upscale restaurant in Dubai that she had planned for Toy's birthday. That was her event that night. And she said in her confession, she went tonight. Everybody is my friend, regardless of the drama that we had the night before. She went, we leaving it at the door. It's all about tonight having fun in the event. And as they sitting down, she talking about celebrating, telling Toy, we celebrating your birthday and everything. Io both sitting there like, I can't sit here being fake. In her confession, I can't sit here being fake like Caroline is. I'm really pissed right now because of what happened, and I'm really pissed off at Kiyomi and Miriam for stepping in to stop me from beating her up. From beating her up. That's what I'm really pissed off at. Because I wanted her bad. So she get more madder as they sitting there. More madder stuff. So they ended up having a good time there. They ended up dancing, partying, laughing, and everything else. They had a good time. So the next day, everybody ended up going to the beach. They ended up having fun at the beach. So later that evening, they ended up going to the pool. They ended up going to the pool. Before they went to the pool, they went to eat. Excuse me. They had a little setup at the pool area because they're having a pool party. And they sat there and they were all just sitting there just talking and everything. And that's when things kind of got a little more interesting. They started talking about that's when about the text messages, and Kiyomi brought up and asked Lauren, like, how do you feel, do you see what you did by sending them text messages? You see that they came off as being malicious and wrong, and how they did what they did. And Lauren said, no, I didn't see that. I didn't see that by doing what I did. And Ayabo in her confession like, girl, why you lying? You know they did what they did, but okay. So that's when Caroline was like, what really set me off was when you said in the text message that I was industry. That I was you said that industry comment, and that's when the industry comment is what caused me to attack you back. And that's when Kiyomi ended up asking her like Kiyomi ended up asking her like would you say the same thing? Would you say that same thing that you said to her about me? And Lauren ignored the question, didn't answer it. She told in her confession, she went, I really don't care what Kiyomi is saying right now at all, so I'm ignoring her. I'm like, you ain't changed one bit, but we know. So that's when Ayabo came in, and Ayabo said, you didn't show up to Ayabo when you came to my daughter's birthday bash late. And Lauren said, I'm sorry. She just said, I'm sorry. And then the ladies ended up finding out, Miriam ended up showing up. Miriam ended up had to do some business, so she didn't spend time with the ladies that day. the beach day they had. She had some business to do. So she ended up showing up after she was done with her business and stuff that she had to do for her business. Ended up joining ladies when she was done and stuff. Okay, I got. Okay, she ended up joining the ladies and stuff, and Lauren ended up feeling kind of ill, so she ended up going to the bathroom, and that's when Kiyomi asked, like, "Is you pregnant?" Cause and Lauren didn't say anything, so yeah. So she went to the restroom. So you got the rest of the ladies sitting there. The rest of the ladies ended up sitting there and stuff. And also Lauren said that she also wanted to go back to her room to take a shower and go to bed and talk to her family and her husband and stuff. The same old as usual. But she ended up coming back, and Tori ended up leaving, because she ended up getting the rest of her. I want to say some of her friends ended up coming in. She ended up having them come, so they ended up having a big old pool party where everybody ended up going to the pool. Tori ended up pushing Ayabo and Kiyomi into the pool. She ended up pushing them into the pool. They had still had clothes on. She pushed them into the pool and stuff. They having fun and everything. So they having fun and whatever. Then we got Kiyomi, Ayabo, Miriam, and Caroline sitting off, just sitting around. They all end up sitting around, end up talking, all four of them. And this is when they get to the root of the issues that they was been going on. Before they did that, Caroline asked Kiyomi, like, "Is you okay? Because I haven't heard from you today. I haven't really heard from you today at all." And Kiyomi said, "Yes, I'm okay." Then they started. Then Miriam asked, so since we all of us here, and since everything went down the way it did, let's just get it all out on the tables and move past this. And that's when they all started. Those four of them was like, "Okay, let's." Ayabo was like, "Okay, we can do that." Caroline said yes. They all agreed on it. So Caroline was like, "I don't have a problem saying sorry." She said, "I don't have a problem saying sorry when I'm wrong." She said, "I'm sorry." She said, "I apologize. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem saying sorry. I don't have a problem when I'm wrong. I don't have a problem apologizing." Then Kiyomo came in and said, "You need to say sorry. You need to say sorry to someone else too." Mariam was like, "You?" I was like, "Girl, you stupid." You stupid. So Ayabo said, why y'all got drama? And Mariam like, "Girl, it's cause of you, girl." Mariam, you stupid girl, stop instigating. Caroline said, "Let's talk about Laura." And Kiyomo and the rest of the ladies said, "No, we're not gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about what happened. What happened?" So during that, Ayabo ended up asking Caroline, like, "Did you harbor anything towards me prior to what happened with us? She said no, 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 not at all. She went, what ended up happening was that production, I had an issue with production, and they treated me as like they treated me a certain way, and I ended up taking it out on you. And she was like, yeah, and I wanted to apologize to you. And in her confession, she said she has been apologizing for the last 3 days to Ayabo, been giving her gifts and apologizing to her. So I'm like, okay. But Ayabo also said in her confession that she went, yeah, she been apologizing and everything, but I don't care. Like, she ain't really feeling it, so it ain't sincere to her. So I'm like, okay. But also, Caroline said in her confession, they showed her, she said, like, if she accepted, she accepted. If she don't, oh well, it's up to her. She went, I'm not tripping over it. It's what it is. And at the end of the day, that is what it is. If she don't accept, she don't accept it. So as that's going on, Caroline's still talking to Ayabo, and they still having a conversation with one another. This is when Kiyomi cuts in and started going at Caroline, started grilling Caroline about the whole situation, and this is where this is where everything kind of changed. Kiyomi ended up saying, what you did to her was wrong, and it made me feel a certain way about it. And she went, yeah, and I wanted you to apologize. You needed to apologize to her. And Caroline went, yeah, you was trying to force me. You being very passive. You being very forceful and trying to tell me what I needed to do and stuff. And yeah, and you said that you already apologized and you wasn't gonna apologize again. And she went, when you did that, I was trying to explain to you the situation, and you stopped listening. That's when I stopped listening to you, because you started yelling. You started yelling and stuff, Caroline. You started yelling and stuff, and I stopped listening to you. Yeah, when you did that, that's when I got mad. And I said, this is when they started going back and forth. Kiyomi she kept talking about the situation and stuff, about that same situation and everything, and it was like, really, why are you still stuck on this? Because Miriam was like, we get it, we get what you're saying, Miriam, we get it. She ain't she ain't, to be honest with you, Caroline, she ain't, it really hurt me the way you treated, the way you blind raged Ayabo, because Ayabo, she like a big sister to me and you. So the way that you did her make me think that you're gonna do that again. And Caroline said, I have never done that before in my life. And that's when Kiyomi like, you ain't never did it before? She ain't, no, I have never did that before in my life, but you just did it to her. She ain't, I have never did it before in my life. And I never harbored any feelings towards her ever before. So I have never done that before in my life. So, but you did it to her. So you have done it. I'm like, girl, why is you so fixated on this? So they going back and forth, over and over and over, and it's getting heated, because it ended up going to another level, to the point where it ended up switching, because Ayabo tried to interfere in it and try to cut the lady out, try to get him to squash it, change the conversation, and try to get in to explain to Caroline what Kiyomi was trying to say or whatever to ease it and get it over with, and it was just not working, and she just couldn't get in because them two going head to head, back to back, back to back, back to back, and it was just going and going and going, and then it got to a point where they both just boom. Cause Toy ended up coming out. Toy, like, I heard yelling. She went and take a shower, change clothes. She came out. She went, I hear yelling going on. What's going on? She came over, and this where it just went boom, everything. You got Caroline getting loud, going off, and then this is when everything just went off. She like going off. You got Kiyomi going off. They start calling each other names. This when everything coming out. Kiyomi called Toy a dickhead, and then told Caroline, said that she called y'all rats. She called y'all rats and this, that, and the third. Toy, she said you stupid. All this other stuff, and then Kiyomi was like, you just mad because you don't look like me. You just mad because you don't look like this. You just mad because you don't look this good. You just mad because nobody likes you. Nobody want to be around you because you are a hateful person. And I'm like, what? Like, they just going at it. So everybody had to break them up. Toy took Kiyomi in the house, and then Ayabo followed her. Then they in the house. This is when Kiyomi in there going out saying like she's vicious. She's vicious. She heartless. She's this, that, and the third. That's why nobody want to be around her. And Toy agreeing with her and all this other stuff. And then this is when Kiyomi ended up saying to Ayabo that she said something that Caroline said something about her or whatever. I don't know what she said. And then that kind of ticked Ayabo off. So Ayabo went back outside. And so Kiyomi was like, I'm going to go back outside. And that's when Toy stopped her and said, stay in here for a minute. And then Toy went back outside. So they outside talking. So Ayabo is talking to Caroline. And the ladies out there talking to Caroline. And then here comes Kiyomi over there, because I said Caroline's talking to Ayabo, and I said whatever she told her, she was talking to her, and so they having a conversation. And here come Kiyomi running her mouth, and then this is when it got crazy. And then Caroline said this is when Kiyomi said my issue with Caroline is blah blah blah, and then they ended up arguing again and calling each other names. They went into bastard. You a bastard. You a bastard. She ain't your family. She ain't your bastard family. Caroline said your bastard family, and that's when Ayabo and Toy got in between. Ayabo, Toy, and Miriam got in between them. Ayabo had to tell Caroline, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. So she went back to calling her a bastard and stuff and everything. They going back and back, and then all of a sudden, this is when Kiyomi actually pushed Ayabo into Caroline and kind of moved, and she moved back. Like, it's like, girl, why you move back? So now you didn't use Ayabo as a weapon to hit Caroline when you could have just maneuvered around or whatever and got to her, because she's saying in her confession, don't talk about my family, don't talk about my family, you talk about my family, I'ma end you. I'm like, girl, come on, because if you was gonna do all that, you would have did it. Because when she said it, you would have did it. You had every chance to do it, because it was only two people in between y'all. You could have reached over, grabbed her, and did it, but you didn't do it. But you gonna push Ayabo into her. So Caroline, when Ayabo got up, Caroline still going at her. Caroline still calling her bastard, calling her everything else, and it was just really crazy, because I'm like, it was just really out of control. So after that, they ended that night, and the next morning you have Kiyomi in the car in Dubai. She went shopping. So she on the phone with her sister. Here she go telling her sister a lie. Like, girl, why you lying? Telling her sister, like, she like, she this disgusting, ungrateful. Can't calling her every name in the book. We'll never be friends. Ever. So, it was, we had a bit of, I was keeping it light. I was keeping the name calling light, and then she took it to make it vicious. I said, girl, you're lying. You're lying. Her sister went, okay. Oh, really? Like, her sister can kind of tell you're lying. Because you was lying because y'all both was being vicious. Both of y'all was calling each other every name in the book. I said, because in your confession, you went in talking about she wish her family raised her the way your family raised her. Wish she had the money like you. Wish she had this, that, and third education, the elegant, and all this other stuff. I said, you didn't talk about her and her family, so she brought you and your family to your face because she didn't hear you. But so be it. So yeah, I'm like, okay. So they switched over to Lauren. So Lauren on the phone, Miss Lauren on the phone with her friend, her good Judy. On the phone with her girlfriend, and Lauren like, girl. She like, girl. It went down, and something went down again. She went, the two besties got into it. So she went, girl, now Kiyomi came to my room. Came to my room saying, oh, now I seen Caroline for who she is. She's everything you said she was. And blase, blase, blah. She went, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, girl. I'm like, shut up, Lord. Lord, my girl, I'm just glad it wasn't me because she wasn't shoot. Because I was minding my business. This is when it happened. She was getting texts and stuff, girl, like saying, what's going on? So she wasn't shoot. I heard about it. She wasn't shoot. I went to go see. I was like, oh, damn. She wasn't shoot. I'm just glad it wasn't me. She wasn't shoot. I ain't causing no drama. That's all that matters. Wait, Lord, shut up, girl. Shut up. Oh, my damn, girl. Yeah, so they move on from that. So, Kiyomi, her event was extravagant cars. They was in different Ferraris and stuff like that. The ladies was having it. They was supposed to do a speed race in Dubai, but they ended up having to not do the speed race because there was a sandstorm, either a sandstorm or a fog, one or the other, going on. So they couldn't do it. It was because it was too thick. So they Tori ended up taking the ladies to a. She had like a picnic in the desert, or something, where she had the ladies sit down and they had she had the ladies all together, the ones that stayed. Caroline didn't come. She brought it up. She went. She wanted to do a bonfire where they sit around and they do she want to get all the demons off each other. She went, yeah. She went, I wanted everybody to be here, but Caroline didn't make it and stuff. She went, so. Yeah, but she ended up telling the ladies that she's pregnant. They ended up cheering, telling her happy birthday and stuff, and that's where it went off at. Overall, it was a good episode. The fight, I wish that they did show the incident that happened with Ayabo and Caroline. And what happened there, because that didn't make sense why y'all didn't film that. It just don't make sense. But yeah, overall I feel like Kiyomi, if you didn't want to be friends with Caroline after you felt like she didn't genuinely apologize you didn't feel her apology was genuine towards Ayabo, you could have just told her that. instead of you just kept going on harping about it, and because she didn't do it the way you wanted it done. And then on top of that, she did apologize. She also, I forgot, she also did apologize. She did apologize to Kiyomi when they all was sitting there. When they started, she did, but she also wanted another apology too after she apologized to Ayabo. But I went, yeah. So I went, it was like you was doing too much because you kept harping on it, and it's either only person that needed to accept the apology was Ayabo. It had nothing to do with you. If you didn't want to be friends with her, you could have told her that privately, and that would have been it. But you turned it into something that ended y'all whole friendship. Just ended. I said I really liked them as friends because it's like they really had each other back overall, but it's what it is. And she make out Caroline to be a certain way, but I'm like, you're just like, I said, you make Caroline to be the victim and everything else, but I'm like, you're just like her. I said, you're like her, Toy like her, Lauren like her. I said, y'all are just alike. Like a lot of y'all in that group all together, y'all are majority alike. And that's what it is. And you wanted to fit in with the other lady so bad. To me, is what I'm getting, that you did what you did. And it's like you thinking you hurting Caroline, but you're not. Because Caroline, at the end of the day, she don't care about no bitch. She made that quite clear. She don't care about no bitch. She made that day one. She don't care about no bitch. Period. And how they feel about her. It's like, so if you didn't want to be friends with her anymore, you could have just kept that same energy from then on. Because you told her that night before. You told her the night before that if she didn't apologize and you felt that the apology wasn't sincere to you, y'all friendship was over. So the apology was not sincere to you. I don't think the apology would have ever been sincere to you. So that was it. But overall, the episode was good. The season overall was actually a nice season. Hopefully all the ladies come back next season, and hopefully they add maybe 2 more to mix it up and make it a little more interesting. But overall, it was good. Like, subscribe, leave comments on how y'all felt about this, because it's a mess. Hopefully they have a reunion, but who knows. But that's it. Well, it's your boy Paul Brantley. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll holler at y'all later.